Disney's best course of action, it's not like Disney is going to lose much, if maybe any, subscribers of any material amount if they dropped and stopped making every Star Wars show and Marvel show. The audience is there to watch Bluey and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and everything else.
And the
That
archives,
audience,
yes.
Yeah, the archives, the catalog, the library. If Disney simply started licensing their content back out to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Apple TV, hey, it leaves the theaters. We can put it on Disney Plus in the Pay 2 window, but in the Pay 1 window, we need to be collecting billion-dollar checks like Sony and Universal and a lot of other guys do.
Renegade Online.
So, I mean, it looks like Disney. So Disney Plus has the Frozen Broadway musical coming out. That might move
Really?
it a little bit. Yeah.
When is that dropping?
I'm not sure, but my screener ends tomorrow, so I got to watch it tonight.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And then Fantastic Four is. I'm thinking it's gonna be 600 global, if that.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with
and
you there.
I think the only movie that has a shot to hit the billion is possibly Lilo and Stitch, and it'll probably be Avatar.
Avatar will. I mean, clearly, globally.
Yeah. But how much does Disney take, and how much does Cameron take from that?
Cameron takes the bulk. So my understanding is that you take from a pure distribution standpoint. I mean, Disney's responsible for the marketing because they have the distribution contract. I don't know about how much internationally they have, but all of that was acquired from Fox. So assume for a minute that Disney takes a 30% takedown from box office. So the last movie did $2.5 billion, whatever it was. Assume for a second about $1.2 billion of that came back. Disney might have walked off with, $300-400 million. Cameron got the rest of it. About $700-800 million. The thing is, though, Disney would have borne a lot of the cost to market it, number one. Number two, and here's the other thing, and I have to assume this was for all the Avatar movies that Cameron already had in planning. Before Disney acquired all the theatrical distribution from Fox, remember, Fox, they didn't have a proprietary streaming service.
Right.
It was Warner Brothers and HBO Max and HBO that had the distribution contract for streaming. The only reason it's on Disney Plus is because Disney had to buy something off of.
Right.
They had to pay to get that back. So the last Avatar movie, I'm not even sure how much money Disney actually really made at the end of it, because between Cameron taking the bulk of it, now Disney may have helped finance some of it and had a 10%, 20% equity portion. That's possible. But Disney, whatever they spent to market the film into theaters, number one, and then whatever they spent to pay to get some of those licensing rights back from Warner Brothers so they could, because remember, it was on HBO Max and Disney Plus. It dropped concurrently on both streaming services for the second Avatar movie when it hit streaming. So that did not come free so I think whatever money they made from it, they turned around and paid it right out to get it on streaming. So I don't know if they're doing
the
that.
idea that Avatar is going to get new subscribers. I mean, ultimately, that's what it all becomes: is how many new subscribers are you going to get from it?
Look, this is the thing we've talked about, and I've made this statement a number of times, and I know you got to get going, but Disney's best course of action, it's not like Disney is going to lose much, if maybe any, subscribers of any material amount if they dropped and stopped making every Star Wars show and Marvel show, right? Because most of the audience there, we can see it. The audience is there to watch Bluey and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and everything else.
And the archives,
audience, Yeah, the archives, the catalog, the library. If Disney simply started licensing their content back out to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Apple TV, hey, it leaves the theaters. We can put it on Disney Plus in the Pay 2 window, but in the Pay 1 window, we need to be collecting billion-dollar checks like Sony and Universal and a lot of other guys do, because we can lease it out for 9 or 10 months or the full 18 months of the Pay 1 window. I mean, it's worked great for Comcast. I mean, they're making a fortune over it. It was so good that Netflix, just a couple of months ago, decided they were going to stroke an even bigger check to Universal because they wanted everything. They didn't want Amazon Prime getting the live action stuff anymore. Netflix was just getting the animated. The live action stuff like Jurassic World was going over to Amazon. Netflix said, we want all of it. They went in and they upped the contract and they extended it out. And look, they don't even get it right away. The movies from Universal and Comcast, they still go to Peacock for the first 4 months after it leaves theaters.
Yeah.
And then they go over to Netflix. And they're still collecting billion-dollar checks for these. Disney doesn't want to do any of that. And all their own stuff is dying on Disney Plus because nobody shops Disney Plus. People go to Netflix to see what's on. They go to Amazon Prime to see what's on. To a lesser degree, mostly Netflix they do. But nobody goes, hey, you know what? Let's see what's on Disney Plus right now. Nobody says that. The only people that sit there in front of Disney Plus are 5-year-olds watching Bluey reruns. And Disney is probably paying... They got to be paying $1 billion to get those distribution rights.
I mean, quite frankly, we use Disney Plus just for the old stuff, the classic movies. No, other than my job, I don't ever go back to that stuff. Peacock, they're lucky because they have wrestling, and that's the only reason I have Peacock.
I've hung on to Peacock. It's probably the one that I watch the least. I've found myself watching a lot, like for regular TV, for new shows. Paramount just keeps making, just solid gold bar after gold bar after gold bar.
Yeah, I know. I was able to watch the Tonys on Paramount Plus.
Oh, was it? I didn't even know that was there.
Tony, it was amazing.
No, but like between all the Taylor Sheridan stuff, Landman, and then you've got Guy Ritchie that did Mobland, and then you've got, I think they have a new season of Mayor of Kingstown. Tulsa King was a lot of fun with Sly Stallone in there.
It's funny because it's Star Trek that's dragging them down.
It is. It will start like they don't even need Star Trek right now. They could stop doing that and just
they should stop doing it.
You know, if they want to do it, like, hey Taylor, would you want to make a Star Trek show too? Let Taylor Sheridan do a Star Trek show at this point. I mean, why not?
Yeah, someone said like they offered Terry Matalas to continue the Picard after season 3. He offered to do more episodes for less money, but they wouldn't take him up on it, and so he didn't. He went to Marvel instead to do the Vision.
I was going to say,
series.
Didn't Terry Matalas just sign up for something at Disney? Okay,
he's doing the Vision series, and he's doing Enemy Mine for Fox.
I don't know Enemy Mine, but I'd be interested to see how well the audience react. I mean, to me, if Terry Matalas is doing this Vision show, I think I know what's going to happen. It's going to be kind of like Andor. It's not going to have that big an audience. It's going to be way overpriced for the audience that they do get. But the audience that watches it is going to swear by it. But it's not going to matter because nobody else cares about Marvel anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that Vision has going for it is Terry Matalas.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a new Pedro Pascal movie called The Materialist. The only reason why I would even consider watching that movie is because of the writer-director, Celine Song, who did Past Lives, and so, endured a bit of Pedro to get to the good stuff.
We covered, or we broke apart the 10-minute little video thing that he and Dakota Johnson did. I don't know if it was Vogue magazine or so. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
They're reading the cards and going back and forth with one another. We played that. The audience got mad at me and they were sending me money to stop the video. They couldn't take Pedro anymore. So yeah, but
he's just slightly overexposed. That's all.
Indeed.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.